Come and join the gathering on Equilarium FM for inspired conversation and guidance to lighten and brighten your day. Claire Johnson has gatherings around her kitchen table with a group of interesting and vibrant guests who are professionals from all fields of the healing arts. Real people integrating spirituality into everyday reality. Laughter and joy are two of the main dishes served at her table. And now, here is your host, Claire Johnson, raising vibrations across the nations, inspiring you to become all that you can be.
Hello, and welcome to this show 12 3/4 on Equilarium FM, our wonderful new manifestation. We've officially moved into season 2, which is exciting for us.
Very exciting.
But we had a sort of strange end to season 1, because I don't know if anybody pursued us last week, but we didn't make it across the airways. We did at our end, but I've moved house and our broadband wasn't sufficient to get it out there to anybody. So, hello. I haven't heard from us for a couple of weeks now, but things should be sorted, and we're at our lovely friend Gill's house. So thank you, Gill, for facilitating us this week.
You're very welcome.
So we've got Josephine Tyrrell.
Hello, Claire. Hello, everyone. Lovely to be here with you today.
And the gorgeous Carmen Vestagram.
Hello, lovely to be here again.
And me.
And
Gill
you,
Orsman.
Gill Orsman, in your lovely
again.
house.
Hello.
So that means we're in New Haven, which is right down by the sea, and we have the port right outside, so we might have boats coming in and out during the show.
And this is the first time I've been to your beautiful house.
Yeah, it's lovely to
Gorgeous.
have you here, Josephine.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good, it's a very seaside vibe compared to my old studio, wasn't it? With
Absolutely.
herons flying past and wildlife out the window. Now we've got seagulls
Yeah, squawky.
and fresh salt air. So it's
Yes.
lovely to be here. Yes, a lot's been going on, not only in our world, but in the skies. And right now, today, is the wonderful new moon coming up in Cancer. And this is a powerful time to set resolutions for the year ahead. So it's officially the halfway point through 2015. And our projects are well and truly on the way, aren't they? We've all
They are.
planted some good seeds back in 12 weeks ago
Yes.
for Equilarium and for all our personal projects. So I hope that you listeners out there are progressing through your years nicely as well. But if not, today is the day. This new July new moon in Cancer is all about your dreams, ambitions and goals, and it especially has a lot to do with your abundance and career. So it's another high point today.
Fabulous.
So hopefully we're coming out loud and clear across the airways today.
I hope so. As opposed to last
week, where we just, I don't know what happened to that. We just went off into the ether somewhere. But yes, here we are. So, yes, Joe, you have a wonderful quote today from...
Yes, I think it's because we're all going through such big times at the moment, and I came across this lovely quote from Lao Tzu, and it says, "New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings."
Well, that's how you felt about leaving your old beautiful house in the country. As excited as you were to come to the seaside, it was hard leaving your old house,
It's
wasn't
true.
it?
Yeah, we've been there for 4 years, and it's been a very difficult, strange transition. I mean, I had a really good talk to you, Carmen, during the week, which helped enormously. It really, really did, about the transition, because I was living in the countryside. We'd been there for 4 years with one rhythm, which was wonderful. And then we moved to Brighton, and a whole aspect of the house is just like so totally different. Every single thing energetically is different. So as a family, our dynamic is different, how everybody's interacting with each other, trying to find our way, your sense of orientation. And it really takes a lot of understanding to be patient with yourself and with each other, because we're all completely exhausted. Everyone's totally exhausted by the whole move. We have gone from a quart into a pine pot, so that didn't help. So we literally physically have trouble fitting into the building. But yeah, right this week we're really starting to find our way with it, and things are settling down. But as I said, it was really good talking to you, Carmen.
Thank you, darling.
Because it is one of the things that you really understand, is this dynamic and the whole family dynamic that changes with such a location shift and such a huge thing that changes in your world.
Yeah, you have to start creating your own equilibrium again with one another, with your home that you're in, balancing the energies.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Because I was very grounded back in my last house. You know, I walked out every day into the countryside and had felt very healed there. And literally since we've moved, I haven't felt grounded at all. But I haven't felt connected to source even. I've been walking around like a muggle. It's been very weird.
Understandably, you've been so busy just settling in. And the house itself, you know, it's one thing, the energy that we've all got, but it's the house itself, isn't it? It's got another energy that you've got to make peace with.
Absolutely. And it's a shame that you didn't hear last week's show, because it was, I know it couldn't be heard. So in many ways, the house wouldn't even allow it to be heard.
No.
But Josephine and Anita, and a big shout out to our lovely Anita Young, because she can't join us today. But hello, darling.
Hello, Anita.
Yes, looking forward to having you back another day. But you guys came down and did some wonderful space clearing on the house.
We did. It really settled things, didn't it?
Really settled things.
Especially upstairs, where there's some peculiar energy.
Yeah.
Just not resting.
No, but it's... And from the day we moved in, my husband had a really bad headache for like 3 days, and he went into a really black mood that was unlike him, and he just couldn't shift it. And we know that he's very tired, and we're all very tired. But when you guys came round and analysed, it was his side of the bed upstairs.
It was.
It was in the room, and that's where he'd been sleeping with his 10-ton weight on his head. So you were brilliant. You shifted the furniture around. So talk about being real holistic housewives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We did a bit of changing rooms.
Yeah, we did. Real holistic homemakers. So he said, no, that's got to come over here. And we were hiked all the furniture about. And then Anita had to go home because her children were calling.
Yeah.
But you stayed with me till 11 o'clock at night, humping furniture and moving boxes and doing a bit of feng shui over here and a bit of hibby-jibby over there. It was brilliant.
Managing the boys as well.
Managing your boys, because Josephine's got real experience with her having her 7 sons. But there was my son and his friend there who were, you know, they were happy to give up about 9 o'clock at night. And they go, literally, Mum, please, can we just stop? And Josephine was saying, oh, just one more box, boys, one more load.
Dig deep.
And she said, dig deep, boys, dig deep. And they did. So literally, it was fantastic. So that night when my husband came home, I mean, it wasn't his face, it was just a picture.
It's priceless.
Yeah, we took it upstairs and he just beamed, just beamed, because he'd created this gorgeous, relaxful boudoir, romantic boudoir.
It's just like a sanctuary.
It was just like a sanctuary. And so it takes time when you move into a place. I mean, that's how you want it to be, but physically you can't get it there yourself. And literally on moving day, all the boxes came into the house and everything just gets dumped in where you provisionally think they're going to be. And if you're not careful, they just stay there because of the convenience that they just landed there.
It's true.
You know, and it takes a certain amount of emotional energy to even go, oh, God, you know what? I think that would look better 2 stores down on the floor below, right down there, which is what you came and said.
Absolutely.
And the boys were like, but Mum, the removal men only put all those boxes up there yesterday. What, by today you want them all to go back down 2 flights of stairs back down? And Joseph goes, oh yes, it'll look much nicer.
Well, 7 sons all.
I know.
They weren't going to get past me.
They were going to get past you. Because I was with them. I was too tired. I was just like, oh God, let's just leave it. It's just sleep in a pile of boxes and just make do. And you went, no, you won't sleep restfully. None of you will like your new home until you get it right. And oh my God, it transformed. So there was, Anita, darling, was holding angelic space.
Well, she'd already created the most beautiful energy there. I mean, her and I work well together to do that.
You do.
To create the space.
But because the house itself has got beautiful energy. It's the first thing the whole family noticed as we were going round. Individually, looking in different rooms, they were like, Mum, this house feels really nice. And you just know if something feels nice or it doesn't. You don't need to know any more than that. You don't have to call yourself spiritual to understand whether a place feels good or not, do you?
No.
You just go with your own senses. And the house felt really lovely.
It did, but then you were a bit unsettled because the neighbour had told you stories of the previous.
She had. She told me some dark tales of what had happened in my house, and suddenly I was just like, oh my God, how could I have got it so wrong? This house feels so beautiful and welcoming, and yet it's had quite a torrid past. And as you said, the universe calls you in to a place where it needs help. So all my paintings came in, my family came in with a lot of love and light and understanding with you and Anita and The whole group. So when we have a gathering around the kitchen table there, the house will be singing.
Oh, it's beautiful already. It seems like you've been there for forever already, Claire, but you always bring that magic to your homes anyway.
Thank you, Dan.
You always make it quite magical. But it was important just to get your bedroom right, because if you and Andrea are okay, the whole
house is okay. It's true.
Yeah.
And I was feeling so out of sorts, as you know. I mean, I was just almost in tears when you turned up. I was just overwrought with everything. And that's talking about being a real holistic housewife.
Exactly, but it's where you need your girlfriend, isn't it?
It's so where you need your girlfriend. It did. I walked up to there's a lovely bit of wilderness outside, and I walked up and I sat down there on a grassy knoll. And phoned Carmen. Oh, Carmen! And she was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that is where you need a group, and that's why we're encouraging all your listeners to develop a group of girlfriends who can hold you in that space when you're met with those confrontational times, which we all are.
Yes.
You know, because that's what real life is about. So it's all very well thinking that anybody is above and beyond any of it. We all have moments, particularly like moving house or changing jobs or dealing with sickness or illness like we do, that you need a backup crew. You need your girlfriends.
You do need your girlfriends, but it is these gatherings around the kitchen table. If other people can do that, you know, it's a wonderful resource, isn't it? We love it, don't we?
We do, because like all week there's different things. I'm challenging different days, but then you think, oh, Wednesday's coming, good. It's like a mental place of calm that you know you get to share this space with your girlfriends and just go, oh, do you know what? I've been having a week. And you can all go, oh yeah, that's fine, without judging it.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a quick whine without anyone taking it too seriously, because you just hold that space for each other and go, oh, it'll be all right tomorrow, you'll be fine.
It will.
Yeah, so it's invaluable, I think. Absolutely invaluable.
It's a true application of spirituality in your day-to-day life, isn't it?
It is, you know, and that's what we're saying. The holisticness goes across everything, and it is across your real life. So it's not like you just go to a therapist and it's for the hour that you're there, or that you go and do a workshop and it's for the weekend that you're doing the workshop. It's how you actually then take that through into everyday life, isn't it?
Yeah, but sometimes you get lost and you can't quite find that place yourself.
I got completely lost.
Yeah, but that's where your girlfriends pull you
Totally.
back out.
I mean, I'd only moved 7 miles, but you just thought I'd gone 7 planets. I just didn't know where I was, you know, upside down. So it was absolutely brilliant. So. Now I'm in Brighton, and my job is to brighten. So, yeah, it's exciting.
So, we're going to talk about 12.
Yeah, indeed.
What it's all about.
Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Dr. Kevin here, and I want to invite you every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, to join me on the Dr. Kevin Show, where we have a diversity of guests who help you step outside the box, behind the curtain, and see what a load of crap is going on in the world today, so you have more information with which to make better decisions. We'll see you there. Namaste.
Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
If you've ever said, I do want it all. I do want happiness. I do want love. And I do desire the happily ever after fairy tale life, then this show is for you. Join me, Dame Nicole Brandon, for my internationally acclaimed show, Bridal Talk Radio, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, where I'll bring you the top experts in the fields of communication, money, relationships, finance, pleasure, play, travel, sexuality, parenting, real estate, adventure, comfort, care, passion, and love.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Okay, so welcome back, and this is show 12, well, double show 12, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about 12 in depth in a minute, but Claire, you've got a piece of writing you'd like to read in relation to going through the move and everything, so let's just hear that.
Okay, because actually, Carmen, you've just moved as well, haven't you, darling?
I have, just 2 months ago, so I know exactly where you are. And like you said, it takes time to settle in, to find your equilibrium, and just be back in your space and your energies that you feel good with.
So this will make sense to you as well, and possibly to a lot of other people out there, because that's what normally happens with Thoth's teaching.
Absolutely.
That you think it's intensely personal. But here we go. Sometimes the road to enlightenment is a smooth and gentle ride, and at other times it is a rocky and unpredictable journey that is challenging and takes you from the known world out onto the wild side, to the road less travelled, the steeper mountain climbs that can be arduous and demanding, and yet ultimately worth all the incredible views you are granted from the giddy heights the mountain peaks can provide. Life is good, life is sweet, so keep on going with a happy heart and an open mind as you climb and climb to reach the summit peaks. Great things are truly coming and are well and truly on their way. Keep your focus on all that your heart would wish to achieve. Believe it can be done, and take all the natural and obvious steps to see that it is done. Rest when that is what is needed, and plan your steps carefully to ensure your safe arrival and passage across unknown terrain. Gather yourself up and set forth again when you are ready to step up the pace and get your show on the road. Know like you know that you are guided and protected every step of the way.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that nice?
It's reassuring, isn't it?
Yeah, so we just had one of those rocky, arduous climbs. But they're right, the view from my house is amazing.
It's beautiful, and it's you've got it quite magical now, Claire, which is lovely. So
It will be worth all that hard work, yeah.
So as you are the 12th of the 12th,
I am indeed.
which we keep mentioning, don't we, as the weeks go by, and we thought, as it's show 12,
Yeah.
we thought it'd be quite nice for you to just delve into some of your 12 stories and just talk about 12.
Yeah.
So I've got a little book here, which is my favourite book. It's The Angels of Atlantis by Stuart Pearce. And he talks about the 12 angels in all sorts of different things. So there's a little piece that I'd like to read out about the 12 here. So there's 12 angels of Atlantis. There's 12 dimensions of consciousness, the 12 laws of the universe, the 12 planets of this solar system, the 12 astrological signs, the 12 solar lunar months, the 12 tectonic plates of planet Earth, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 cranial nerves, the 12 chakras, the 12 acupuncture meridians, and the 12 apostles of Jesus. And it's quite interesting to talk about the 12 chakras.
Oh, yes.
Because we could just read that piece out.
Yeah,
the Stellar-
lovely.
Do you want to read the Stellar Gateway?
Okay.
So this relates to the 12th chakra.
Yeah. So the stellar gateway is, as the 12th chakra is known. This pure white light force chakra portal lies several inches above the 11th chakra at the edge of the light field. Through this chakra, you may feel your connection with the intergalactic aspect of your soul's life. It is an energy vortex of vast magnitude through which you may truly experience the cosmic nature of your soul in marriage with the soul of the cosmos. It is through this chakra that evolved spiritual beings, living their spiritual practice as a movement back to wholeness, become at one with the source. It is an emanation of the Father or Son aspect of the Christos, the Christ consciousness, and so connects you with the apex of your Merkaba. This is the chariot or vehicle for your light body, and it counter-rotates within its geometry as a double-formed Star of David, carrying your spiritual and physical body from one dimension to another. The Atlantean priest scientists, the great Atla, used the Merkaba, Mer meaning light, Ka meaning spirit, and Ba meaning physical body, to travel between planetary intelligence, and thence through the use of holograms conveyed the information to the various communions and beyond. Today, the activation of this chakra returns us to our original sense of higher consciousness, encompassing the totality of unconditional love. This chakra is cared for by Metatron.
Fascinating.
That's very cosmic, isn't it?
Very cosmic.
So we're about to leave Earth and go fly around that cosmos, opening that chakra. My goodness.
And I think what's quite interesting about this week is the news today about the New Horizon, the NASA space project. They've actually reached the outer limit of our solar system today.
Have they?
And they've actually been to Jupiter, and we're waiting to hear back or see some pictures of Jupiter for the very first time, which I thought was quite interesting. And they've said that it's taken 9 years to do that. So I thought, well, 9 relates to completion, and it's reached the outer limit of our known solar system. So from, it's kind of interesting we're doing this week, because it's like beyond this week, everything is unknown.
Yeah, it's the big beyond.
It is the big beyond. So I think it relates quite nicely to 12.
Sounds very Star Trek, doesn't it?
Yeah. It is. It is very Star Trek. And also in relation to Thoth, talking about the angels of Atlantis again, they say that Thoth is actually the 12th of the 12th.
Absolutely.
So this now,
funny,
you have to put your hand up, don't you?
I do.
Claire? It's about you.
It is, because 12 of the 12th, well, as you know, or you may not know as new listeners, my birthday is 12 of the 12th, and on 12/12/12 was my 50th birthday. So that's all about the affirming life, isn't it, number 5?
Absolutely.
So it's new beginnings. So it wasn't the end of the world, it was a whole new evolution. And for me, my channeled guidance, which I received from Thoth, has stepped up just exponentially since 12/12/12. I went back to source, as it were, to Taos in New Mexico, which is where I first started channeling, first started receiving Thoth. So it's like a homecoming. And then from then onwards, it's really been coming in an amazing waves. So the game is up. We're stepping up to the next level, and that's why we're here doing Equilarium.
And with it has come Equilarium, hasn't it?
Because Equilarium, I first channeled 17 years ago, and since 12/12/12, it's really come to the fore, and it's a universal request. We've been told that Equilarium comes to form. So Equilarium is the name of the game for us. It is a wonderful project that we are all aiming to do. It's a visionary project to build a state-of-the-art, high-vibration, holistic healing centre that is designed to heal the planet as well as the mind, body and spirit of humanity. It has a very specific destination and point of healing where it wants to be, which is in Northern California. To be built on sacred ground, on the volatile and geo-stressed weak point of the planet, the very place where it's needed most to deliver harmonious healing energy and vibrations to help counteract and readdress the discordant, disruptive energy of the San Andreas fault line. Equilarium is going to be an amazing new type of architectural earth acupuncture, designed and built using sacred geometry to put good vibrations, healing vibrations, back into the planet. It's going to be a type of empowerment centre to instruct and ignite the hope and self-worth of current and future generations by working with and teaching the incredible healing power and importance of living in high vibrations. It's basically going to be a really large heart centre, isn't it? So,
absolutely.
So when you go there, everything is designed to open that heart space so that we come from the heart, not from the mind. Because, as you all know, we're on a very strong curve of our global awakening, and everyone is experiencing great changes as the whole paradigm of our world is shifting. We have to actively take action to become conscious citizens of the planet, not just as inhabitants of our individual states or countries, or villages, as it were. I've had to come out of my village to come into the town. It's about coming forward, starting to come back into the real world to be heard. Now we're going to take this message out and beyond. So it should be our united legacy to do whatever we can all over the world, whatever we can all do for future generations and the survival of the planet as a healthy, vibrant, pleasant land. So we'll be looking to provide as much information and education, positive support and guidance to inspire and empower all individuals to understand their own energy and how best to use it for the collective common good.
Fantastic.
So that's just our little mission statement of what we're about to do.
And it's just an incredible project, Claire, Equilarium, and it's with your vision. Your vision as an artist. I mean, anyone that's seen the storyboards that you've laid out for Equilarium, they're a work of art in themselves, aren't they? They're just divine, the colour, the texture. I mean, perhaps you could say a little bit about what's actually going to be like.
It's going to be a beautiful centre that's basically designed to be a total sensory bliss space. So it's to restore the equilibrium for everybody, and to open your heart space, but also to give you the most gorgeous, beautiful experience. So the building is going to be like a very large dome, a sort of interconnecting domes, but with large crystals interspersed into the actual glass of the dome, so that the light and the air in the building is supercharged with crystal energy, and then the crystals themselves are cleansed and charged by the full moon, so that even as a muggle, you enter the building just going to use the beautiful spa, that you will be breathing in crystal energy, that you will be bathing in it in the waters, and that you will be enhanced on every level by the magic that is literally woven into the fabric of the building.
Beautiful.
So it's going to be a total new type of architecture.
When I tune into it, I see it visually. It's like it will be the go-to centre on the globe. It would be like, that's how I see it. It's like, I don't know what it is. The power of it is just going to be beyond anything we possibly know right now.
Yeah.
And what's been lovely in the culmination of these 12 radio shows that we've just done, we've been putting it out each week for the listeners to get involved and to offers of funding, and they've come in, haven't they? We've been delighted. We've got lots of support that we've received for Equilarium.
We have. It's definitely building. The groundswell is there. People know that this is coming. It is 100% coming. And as you said, we're having nice messages of support from people who are doing comparative projects that are just really pleased to hear that we're coming to the mothership of projects, and that they're willing to put their penny in and help. So it's very exciting.
You can tell us about.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Welcome to The Gathering Around My Kitchen Table on Equilarium FM, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join my guests as we integrate spirituality into everyday reality with vibrant conversations, inspired interviews, and my latest channeled guidance to inspire and brighten your day. I'm Claire Johnson, and together we'll be raising vibrations across the nations.
Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. What if business could be fun? What if business is the adventure of living? What are you choosing? Where do you do business that makes it easier, more fun, or more joyful for you? We'd love to see where you do business. Connect with us on Instagram at Joy of Business or Twitter at Joy of Business, and share your pictures with hashtags Business Done Where and Joy of Business. Let's change the world with business.
If you remember living fearlessly, joyfully, and in a world filled with adventure, happiness, pleasure, and unbridled living, then this show is for you. Join me, Dame Nicole Brandon, as I bring you the world's top experts in wealth, creativity, flow, sea-edging technology, space, wellness, health, love, lust, and passion, all merging together each week here at the Hub of Happiness. Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific Time and p.m. Eastern Time on Passionate Living, where you can ride on the magic carpet ride of living and learn how to lead a passionately wild, exciting, and outrageously amazing life.
Conscious media for conscious minds. OMTimes.
Well, hi, welcome back. Claire, why don't you just give us an update with any interest you've heard about Equilarium, because there's been a few things going on.
Yeah, there has, and what's really exciting is that people find that they're connecting to the whole project really quickly, that you just feel that it resonates with you or if it doesn't. And I've recently come in contact with somebody who's very, very kindly offered to create our whole business plan. She's a top lawyer in London and creates business plans for people. So she said she's very happy to actually create it at the right level, that we need the business plan, so that she can present it to people, because she's got a very, very strong feeling that she's going to raise some serious funds, which was fantastic. So that's just going on that intuition. I literally told her a few lines about Equilarium. She just said, oh, I've got a very strong feeling that I'm supposed to help you with this, and then I can bring some very important major investment for you.
It's wonderful because, we can put that offer out to anyone that's listening, even at this point.
Oh, absolutely. We're just well on the way to getting our research and development budget up, which is what we need to start literally the ball rolling on a different level, to start getting the money flooding in. Because then we've got the architect lined up who we'd like to approach. When we get some funding on board to get that research and development started, then we can approach the people in the right level. The spa person that we want to get involved. So we've got a lot of the key players have come forth.
But it's also about trusting your intuition, isn't it? Just like the lawyer, who you wouldn't expect necessarily to be so right-brained in that respect. And so that's really interesting, where people on that level can trust their intuition, think, I can help there. Mm-hmm. And then, we massively go on our intuition, don't we, all of us together?
Yeah, very much.
And we've been guided every step of the way with the projects, haven't we?
Yeah, I notice that every time you just talk about the project, you just come alive. And I do too.
I know.
I tell people about it, and suddenly I'm realising, wow, they're just really engaged with what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, this is, it's because this is something different.
I know, I get so excited inside. I get like hyperventilating. I'm going, oh, let me go down here, let me go to there. And I just start describing the whole thing. And literally, we went out for dinner the other night, and the man next to me, he said, so tell me about your radio show, what's it about? So I started to tell him, and I started to describe Equilarium. So I gave him the walkthrough of the building, which I can do. And by the end of it, he just suddenly went, oh my God, I'm just completely blissed out already just hearing about it. I said, you've got to hurry up and build it. I really want to go there. Hurry up. And everybody says that, oh my God, I want to go there. I want to live there. I want to be there, And it's as tangible as that once you finish describing it. And it's just like, that's what we're doing. We're bringing that difference, isn't it? We're making that magic.
And at the moment, you've had guidance that wants to be in California.
Absolutely.
And but it is going to be a global project where...
Definitely. This is going to be the forerunner. And so the guidance has been that we build it like the most incredible one-off unique building ever. And then it can be replicated and rolled out around the world to other places where it needs to be. But we just focus on this being the most incredible, one of a kind, one of a new kind. That's what it is. This is the new kind of. It's a new kind of energetic temple. It's a new kind of energetic healing center. It hasn't been seen before.
It's like the mothership, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah. Someone said to me, "Oh, it's more like an Atlantean temple," and that would, go back to the whole Thoth thing, because Thoth, as you said, was the 12th of the 12 Atlantean high priests. And so it would be an Atlantean temple, because it's the understanding of use of crystals, the understanding of healing energies through vibration.
Absolutely, high vibration.
High vibration, so, it's spanning the time. So therefore my left brain's going, what? You can remember Atlantis? Weird, just like anybody else would, you think. But actually, we're getting clear direction on how to build Equilarium, how it should be. And it does sound like something it's not from around here. It's not something we've done before. And so if there is any chance it's going to make a difference to the world, then we have to build this.
But the building itself is going to offer earth acupuncture just by building the building
exactly.
in the San Andreas fault line.
Yeah, which is where it wants to be, and then everything else will bring you to it. As you said, like the mind, body, spirit. So there's the sort of mental health aspect, as well as the physical. There's a beautiful spa and all the sort of wellness treatments on the body aspect with homeopaths and all the different types of physicians on that level. But then there's also the education. So there's a massive part of it is the education area, where there's a large stone amphitheatre where all the wisdom that's delivered in the amphitheatre resonates into the ground and goes into the bedrock of the ground. So it's like putting that love and wisdom back into the ground.
And I think it's just going to invoke like a mass awakening, mass consciousness, where we're all going to really be in touch with all of our senses, being able to use our intuition to its fullest power.
Well, it'll be beautiful because, as you say, when you go there, you'll be met by an intuitive to guide you through your time at Equilarium. So you can either just go as a layperson thinking, I know what I want, I know what treatment I want, I know what food I want to go and have, I know what massage I want to have, or if you're going to the pampering zone. Or you can go to the intuitive and say, what do you recommend for me today? And they can read you energetically and say, well, actually your heart chakra's a bit out, or you're a bit low and your chi's low in this area. And recommend a bespoke package for you of what would best suit you as an individual for the day, so that you can be guided through your healing on another level entirely, on an energetic level.
It is just sensory bliss when you see, your storyboards. I know we were with you the other day, Carmen, where you saw the vision boards. I saw them 20 years ago, 17 years ago, when you first did your boards, Claire. But you saw them recently, didn't you, Carmen? What was your response to Claire's vision boards for the project?
It was just amazing. I mean, you've captured the colours and the feel, and because they're three-dimensional, you've got objects on them that already make you want to touch it and connect with it on that realm. It's just like you get instantly drawn into it almost. Like every board is like you're already almost in the room, feeling its vibration, And like you said, you just want to be there, basically.
So, we need the opportunity. Well, we're getting towards that, where with the research and development seed capital, we can start to get this and take the whole project out for other people to see, touch, feel, smell, imagine, dream of what the whole entirety of the project is.
But this is what you've brought, is a 12 of the 12 Claire. And you've got some wonderful stories to tell about you being a 12 of the 12. And,
I have, you're right. I mean, my life most definitely hasn't been normal compared to other people.
Definitely not.
It's been mighty strange, but not normal. Definitely not normal. In fact, you were reminding me of my dolphin story that you were encouraging me to share today.
Yes.
Because 2 days after moving to Brighton, my son said he saw on the news that a video of 2 dolphins had been spotted swimming along Brighton seafront. And this actually is a really rare occurrence in England. I mean, in other parts of the world you have dolphins all the time, but we most certainly don't in Brighton. But as you said, that I don't know that they've been seen since I called them with a story. That's what I was going to share with you. Yeah, way back. So this was going back 20 years, more than 20 years, because maybe 24 years even. Looking at your fingers there, yes, I was down in Spain with a girlfriend, a very good girlfriend who lives in Hollywood actually, and we were sitting on the beach. And actually, no, it started before that in my mum's apartment, and I started to go into this breathing, and with this, I was just lying there. It was early evening, and we'd been on the beach all day, and I was just lying there with my eyes closed, and my breathing started taking on a particular pattern, and the pattern just took me in my mind to actually swimming with dolphins. So the breathing was just going. And it turned into was the leaping of the dolphin out of the water, and then back into the water, and the was the flap of my tail, and then out, and then back in, and the flap of my tail. And it was this powerful swimming motion with these 2 dolphins behind me. I was very aware that there was these 2 dolphins flanking me. And so I was swimming, and I said to her, wow, I had the most amazing experience that I was just swimming with these dolphins. And I said to her, I've got a really, really strong feeling that I could call these dolphins. So she said, well, let's go down to the beach and call them. So we went down in the moonlight and we sat on the edge of the water. And it was a really calm night and the full moon was out there twinkling across the sea. And we sat there in the warm summer breeze down in Spain. And I called and called from my heart for these 2 dolphins. And they didn't come. And we were very disappointed. And we got very late. So in the end we went to bed and we thought, well, that was quite funny, but there you go. That was just, it didn't work, but it was a good game. The next day we both had to fly home. And in fact, the long version of the story is that I met a man at the airport.
That's right. Don't forget that bit. It's important. I had to go over the break.
I might have to come back after the break because this story is quite convoluted, but it is worth it.
It is worth it.
Yeah, so waiting at the airport at Gibraltar to get my flight home, I thought I'd kill some time in the duty-free. So I went into the duty-free shop, and the first thing I saw in the counter was these 2 tiny golden dolphins on a pendant to go around your neck. And I looked in there and I just thought, oh, that's funny. There you are. You're smaller than I was expecting. And they must have been about a centimetre big. They were just minute. But there they were, these 2 golden dolphins. So I looked at them and then I sampled some perfume, like you do as a girl hanging out in duty-free. And then after a while, this gentleman came into duty-free. And he sidled up next to me and he just said, excuse me, young lady, but what would you like me to buy you today? And I was just like, I beg your pardon? I was very young.
Very British.
Very British, yeah, I was very young. And I said, oh, no, nothing, thank you, nothing at all. And he said, no, it's my pleasure. He said, people should be buying you things in duty-free everywhere you go. He said, today is my pleasure, so what will you allow me to buy you? I was just like, nope, nothing, thank you, definitely nothing. But the man behind the counter, who'd been really friendly, was chatting to me. I clearly knew this gentleman who'd come in. He just looked at me and said, no, this gentleman's, very trustworthy. He's fine. And so I just looked at them both bleakly. And the gentleman said to the man behind the counter, what was this young lady looking at before I came in? So he said, well, these 2 gold dolphins in the counter. So he said, well, then buy them. I'll take them for her. And he said, and what else was she looking at? He said, oh, the La Perla perfume range. So he said, well, I'll take the whole range for her. So he packed them up and put them all in this big bag. And I was desperately being very English, going, no, thank you, no. And after the break, I should tell you more.
Yes.
And then, ...
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Hi, this is Angela Levesque, host of Entanglement Radio. Join me Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern for inspiring conversations with visionaries in spiritual science and conscious healing. Entanglement Radio, Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Transcendent talk for the conscious mind.
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Have you bought into the idea that you have to work hard for your money, that business is hard? I will share some dynamic access consciousness tools to get you out of your own way so you can create a business that actually succeeds. Join me, Simone Millisers, on The Joy of Business at 4 p.m. Mondays Eastern.
Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
So clear. The man did buy you the dolphins and the perfumes, the whole range.
He did. He bought me a whole carrier bag for it. And being English, I was so embarrassed by all of it. Because, there was I was like, 25 years old with long blonde hair I could sit on, and big blue eyes, just thinking, oh no, everyone's thinking you're so naive. This businessman's buying you these things. And I just thought, oh no. But he said, no, it's my pleasure. So,
there's more to this story, isn't there?
There is more. There is more to the story, because when we got on the plane, after we'd taken off, and it was a really busy English holidaymakers flight to Gibraltar for people going on holiday in the south of Spain. So after we'd taken off, the stewardess came down and she said, excuse me, madam, but there's a gentleman in first class who says, would you be his guest to come and join him for the return journey home? And all of these people in the seats around me, there was crying kids and people with, straw donkeys on their laps, and everyone looked at me. Well, you're going to go sombreros up to the front. And I just went, no, I'm fine where I am. And she goes, oh no, he said you would say that. He said, so he also said to me to reassure you that I'll be there with you the whole time, but it's literally the fact there is nobody else in first class. So, there's no benefit of being in first class if you can't even enjoy your journey home and you can't talk to anybody. So please, would you be his guest to come and join him up? And it was really funny because all the people around were joining in with this and they're all looking at each other. And this woman turned around from the seats in front of the room and went, oh, yeah, go on, dear. And they were like, you go up there, dear. So then I was just like, oh, all right. So then they were like, yeah. And they cheered when I got up to walk up to the chair. I was like, oh my God. So I got up there and sat with him for the journey home. And he was just such a gentleman. He never even asked me my name. Oh. So he didn't want my details. He didn't want anything. We just chatted, which was great, all the way home. So that was part of it. And then, of course, I got off the plane with my enormous bag of booty that I'd been given. And my golden dolphins. So I got home and went to stay with my mum and dad, who were living on Brighton seafront. Hove seafront, actually, at the time, right on the seafront. So I arrived late and I told them my story about calling the dolphins and that they didn't arrive, but these two tiny ones arrived at the airport. And so we were laughing about that and how funny it was. So I went to sleep. And then the following morning, my mum came through to wake me up with a hot drink in the morning. And she said, good morning, darling. How are you? And I opened my eyes. And literally the first thing I saw was two real-life dolphins jumping over my mum's shoulder, because the view from her spare bedroom went straight out onto Brighton seafront. Oh. So I went, dolphins! And I jumped out of bed, knocked the cup of tea out of her hand, ran straight through to the French windows and opened them onto the balcony. And we stood there early in the morning and watched these two dolphins in the early morning sunlight traverse all the way along Brighton seafront. Mm-hmm. And then that evening it was in the local evening paper, because it's unheard of on Brighton Beach. And it was just like, oh my goodness. Mm. I called them in Spain. No, I wasn't expecting them to turn up in Brighton. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can call it coincidence, call it what you want, but for me, I'd so called those dolphins.
And now that you've just moved back from Brighton, what have we found again?
I know, 2 days after moving back to Brighton, the dolphins are spotted on Brighton seafront again. But this time, it might have had something to do with you, Carmen. Because I believe you had to put your story in here.
Well, yes, because I heard this story that you just told a few weeks ago when we had our gathering, and I was just so connected to that story. And I went to Greece. I've never been to Greece. When I was out there, I completely got into the whole feeling of dolphins. And I stood at the seafront there, like you, and I was calling them in, and none showed up. So I had the same experience as you. I thought, oh, obviously it wasn't meant to be. But I came home, and I was a few days later on the beach, and I found a pebble on the beach that was in the shape of the dolphin.
Oh,
and again, same thing, I thought, okay, obviously it wasn't meant to be how I thought it would be, but there was the shape of the dolphin. And then at the last, 2 weeks ago when we did the show and I was here and I was your guest on the show, which was amazing, afterwards I thought I'd go to Brighton Beach and just watch the moon come up. And it was quite dark and I was like, I wonder if the dolphins would ever show up here. And I kind of just put my heart out there saying, I would so love to have you here. And there we go, they've showed up.
Yeah, they've showed up. So it's the power of that calling from your heart, isn't it? So wonderful. I'm so delighted. Because whether you called them, or I called them, or nature called them, whatever, it just shows that magic is real, that you can do it. It's absolutely wonderful.
And anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it, absolutely.
Put their heart into it.
Exactly. But you have to take your head out of the way, because if you start to think, Wait a minute, I'm sitting here calling dolphins.
On Brighton Beach.
On Brighton Beach. People are going to lock me up for this. But no. But no.
So that's all part of you being a 12.
Yeah, it is. It's all the sort of magic that goes with being.
Yes.
So part of your magic is the writing that comes through from Thoth. It's been upstaged to Thoth from Twitchy.
From Twitchy to Thoth. I've had to own it now. It's the big grown-up name.
You'd like to read us something else?
I would. There's one more piece that I'd like to read you.
Yeah.
Channel writing.
Yes. So if you'd like to close your eyes, if you possibly can, and take a few moments to just enjoy these words of wisdom.
Providing you're not driving.
Yeah, providing you're not driving or operating machinery.
We have to put that in there.
Yeah, we do. So this is a call for one and all. Be the star you know you are and soar. No more playing small at all. Up, up and away, any day now. Lift up your heart, your mind, your soul, for you are well on the way to achieving your goal. Do not let fear or disbelief come near, for they have a negative, limiting effect. What you need to succeed is the most favourable of situations and vibrations, emotions and notions. Try and keep a positive stance at all times, even if things are difficult and tense. Trust me, there will be just recompense for your unwavering faith and belief. Then you can all breathe a mighty sigh of relief. Hold on to your faith, your sense of inner knowing that all will be well and good, even if your current reality is not suggesting that it could or would. You know it should, so trust that it will. Be confident in your heart. 'Tis the best place to start to put out the natural rhythm of success. Do not stress so, dearest one, for there are great, great things set to come. Open your heart and mind and hands, for the universe does indeed have a mighty plan that requires you to be the greatest and the best you can. To achieve that end, you will need a helping hand, and so opportunities and surprises are on their way.
Wonderful.
Bring them on.
Absolutely. We like opportunities
We do.
and surprises,
We
don't
do,
we?
definitely. So let's welcome them all. And then there's one more piece which I'd like to share with you. It's just a one page, but again, this is lovely. The future is bright. The future is golden. You are well and truly on your way to the dawn of the brightest day. Releasing old structures and routines, old thought patterns, beliefs and grief. Celebrate the joy of living by giving it all your time and energy. Appreciate the gift of conscious living and encourage all others to do the same. For the game of life is the greatest game on earth. Embrace the size and shape and variety that it can be. Life is limitless and filled with golden opportunity.
Wonderful.
Wow,
So that's a happy note to finish on, isn't it?
That's a lovely note to finish on.
So, with this new moon tonight, is bringing forth great opportunities for abundance and growth on all levels, achieving goals and wishes and aims and ambitions. So we'll put that out there with that. And so midway through the year, it's a very good point to
Focus on.
to go for things, to launch. It's like put your foot down and push off again.
Absolutely.
Renewed energy as we move towards the future.
And Carmen just corrected me just now because the NASA project, I was obviously only satelliting around Saturn, and I didn't give them the credit that they actually used a bit more gas and went all the way up to Pluto. So I apologise for that. That they have actually gone to the very, very far reaches of our solar system, to Pluto. So we should be getting some pictures, I think, probably by tomorrow.
Fantastic.
So that would be amazing
Yeah.
to see something completely
To
different.
Pluto and beyond.
Well, it will be, won't it?
Yeah.
So from Pluto to Equilarium, that's
To
what I'm
Equilarium
seeing.
and beyond, absolutely. So just for everybody out there to stay golden, as Thoth just says, stay golden. So call your own gatherings if you can, to get a group of like-minded people around you. I encourage you to do that, because it is such a support. It really, really is, isn't it?
Oh, it's such a support to all of
Yeah,
us.
it'd be wonderful. So, and we have a collective goal that we're all moving towards, as well as individual ones, and that really helps. So it's about empowering all other fellow crones out there, because that's part of the mighty game that we're playing. Also empowering other women of similar ages to be out there stepping into your proneness, using your own intuition, like we're saying. Don't second guess it with your own head. Just use your intuition and start stepping into your own power.
No, because it's that old saying, isn't it? No man's an island, and when you get together in a group, you really can move further than you can just on your own, because you have the support, the encouragement, and someone will come up with an idea that you might not have thought of, or just giving you that support.
And giving it a voice, daring to say things that you've been thinking or feeling that maybe your family or colleagues wouldn't be open to hearing. But if you can find some like-minded people where you can dare to voice that, you give it some power, you give it some strength, and you bring that energy forward.
But we would love to hear the listeners' stories, wouldn't we?
Definitely. So please contact us on our Facebook page. It's lovely to hear your views and your feedback, and we look forward to hearing you in the future.
Because we're all one, aren't we? It's all.
Definitely. We're just talking about our real lives here in England, and you're all living your real lives everywhere that you are. I mean, we're all doing the same thing.
But we're here to support. We'd love to hear your stories and to hear if there's any way we can help you, and if you'd like to join in and get involved with Equilarium.
We'd love you
very
to
much
just to like our page on Facebook.
And I'll be posting all those pieces of writing onto the Facebook page, and I do every week. So if you're interested in reading it again,
so we are raising vibrations.
We are raising vibrations across the nation. So thank you very much for joining us. Namaste, Didi. Stay golden.
Thank you.